YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. We've got something brand new. Actually, two things brand new for you. Brand new to us, the DXC Plus configurable, programmable transmitter. This is awesome. SLT and DSMR and the all-new Quake. Four-wheel drive, that's right. Even though it's small, it's powerful, and we're gonna see if it's any good right now. But before we even start, I just wanna show you something crazy. This is one of my favorite features of this thing right here. If you got kids, you will appreciate that.
Yes.
It's very easy to take off. And look how easy it is to load the battery. 1, 2, 3, and it's out, okay? And it's even got a little battery holder. It is so nice. And to bind, all you do is press and hold this for about 3 seconds when you're first turning it on, and it starts flashing that little light that's on right there. And we will show the exhaustive setup, which is about that exhaustive in our unbox right after the drive. All right, Maiden Run, here we go. Oh yeah, on gravel, doing great. That's like nothing for throttle, by the way. Even in reverse, burnouts, guys. Burnouts, awesome. Oh man, it's doing really good. And there is an anti-wheelie bar, and you're gonna need it because as you can see, the thing is torquey and powerful. So really excited to see this. And if you guys don't know where we are right now, this is our new building. And it's obviously not built yet, but we got some concrete. So I said, yeah, let's take a monster truck and drive it on concrete. So without further ado, here we go. So this is our water puddle where the drains are gonna be, and they just don't have it open yet. So yes, you can drift with this car, as you can see, and it does just fine. And look at that, leaving tracks. Oh yeah, cool. So much fun. And if you haven't noticed yet, I've got really good control authority of this thing, and that's because the DXC Plus gives you all that authority you might want. And I love it because I can click and scroll right in, and I can set up all sorts of things. Exponential is my favorite, and I want to show you the trick. So steering, I got 15% up and down, or left and right rather. And then probably, this is my favorite, throttle. I've got no deadband, which is so nice. I love it. And so it makes it so nice to drive. And I'm telling you, just killing the deadband in the transmitter on the ready to run is really, for me, worth it going from this to this, even though there's a few dollars tied up, and they are okay and they do everything you need. This is gonna take out that deadband where nothing happens. That drives me crazy as an airplane guy, okay? So that being said, also back in the day, you guys may not know this, I used to drive all sorts of cars. I had RC10s, RC10Ts, all that stuff, and that was back when they were really, really, really expensive back in the day. And so yes, this thing is super fun. Oh yeah, through the water. Oh man, it's really fun to drive. Oh yes.
Wow, that's a big puddle.
That is a big puddle. You should see what it was like. Oh, by the way, I just gotta say the active braking is really good, and the four-wheel drive is awesome. It makes it really fun to drive. And yes, you're probably thinking to yourself, but Brian, this is an off-road truck. Why do you keep driving on pavement? Well, that's because we have this giant new pavement, but we can also do gravel, and we can also do off-road, which we're gonna do right now. In fact, we'll take it right there.
Over here?
Just outside where the building is gonna be. Oh, one more thing. Look at the bottom.
Yep.
That thing is panned up everywhere except for a couple of exit holes on the front there, which is gonna make this nice and easy to maintain. So we'll just give her a toss and we'll get into it here. Even in reverse, we're throwing dust. That is so much fun. And it is really, really easy to drive, but there again, you still gotta keep it on the wheels. So guys, 1400 2S, we're gonna see how long we get out of this thing before it starts dying. Whew. Oops. All right, so here we go. Now, I know this is probably not gonna be used for crawling, but I just wanna see if it can crawl. So what I wanna do is I wanna go in here and I wanna change some rates. So I am gonna use this. I'm gonna hit back. I'm gonna go to rates. I'm gonna go in here from steering, throttle, rate. I wanna go real low on this. So I'm gonna scroll it down to like 35%. And then what that's gonna do is it's gonna make my range so much more touchy so that I can do precision control, which is gonna be nice for this crawling. And I know that some of you guys are probably thinking, yeah, but you're just trying to show off what the DXC Plus can do. And you're exactly right. Because look at the precision of control. You guys are not gonna get that with the ready to run transmitter, period. You just won't. And all you gotta do is set up a mix or set up some more expo, and you can have all that crazy control that you want, so you can do some of that basic crawling. Now, of course, most of you are gonna be bashing and smashing, but get this, you get a kid, you give him this expensive toy, and you can say, hey, have at it, and you can go full throttle, okay? So what we're gonna do now, look at that, TX, 5.1 volts. So, I'm gonna hit back, excuse me, I'm gonna just click, and I'm gonna scroll down. What did I do, rates? Yeah, so I'll change my rates. We're gonna go from steering, highlight it, click, we're going back to throttle, and we're gonna go back to 100%. So just scroll in 100%, and then we're back to bashing, okay? And then we can just go back, and we're ready to rock and roll, okay? So then you can start doing airtime. And that's the problem, is I just gotta get a ramp that's set up a little bit better for the appropriate airtime. Now guys, here on Brian Phillips RC, we try to show these products exactly how we're gonna use them in real life, and not necessarily some idealized environment. We're not trying to make some artsy fartsy video. We're gonna show you the way that they really, really work, and then you guys can decide if they're worth your hard-earned money. Now, when you do decide to get one, make sure you buy it from the links in the video description below. You help support Brian Phillips RC, of course, and the things we do to make this hobby better for people that need help. So, at the end of the day, is this gonna do the trick? I think it speaks for itself. It is super fun. It is definitely going to be, for being a small car, it's got tons of power. And can we run this on 3S as well, hon?
I believe so. We're not sure what size.
Well, and that's the thing, is we're using a hard pack.
Right.
We have all sorts of soft packs, but I just don't know which one you would use, because the 1400 milliamp 2S, which is what we're running it on, comes equipped with an IC2.
Right.
Okay, so long as you have an IC2 on it, which is admittedly a little bit unusual for most of us, then you should be able to run it, but it's gonna have to size really close to this package, or it's not gonna go in. So I know we have some air batteries that would fit in there. I just don't know how well they would fit. So now that being said, I feel like personally, this thing has tons of power. It's almost more than I need. And yes, there is a point where you have more than you need with cars, in my opinion. And here's why. Because when you run a car, especially when you're running on uneven surfaces, one of the biggest things you gotta worry about is, do I have enough traction, okay? Because traction, the coefficient of friction to power is going to be definitely delegated nicely on this with 2S. Now, if you go up to 3S, it's gonna be kind of insane. And so I think really at this point, I'm pretty happy with the way it's working. And I think if you go a whole lot more, it's just gonna end up spinning like crazy. Now that is, of course, if you're on a smooth pavement. But if you're doing some racing, or you want to, I mean, I'm getting some serious understeer, as you guys can notice there. Oh man, I just love it. So easy to do it. Oh man. I can't believe how good it does in water. Let's just see here. This is pretty deep water here, guys. Look at the water. Doesn't bother it at all. Now, am I gonna drive it underwater? I don't really think I'm gonna do that, just because I don't need to. But even with our pond nearby, I'm still not gonna drive it into the water. I'm just gonna drive through puddles. Also, the pan on this is nice. It's gonna keep a lot of the debris and crap out of the inside of all the mechanisms. And so I'm super excited to see what you guys think about this product. So leave it in the comments below. Let us know if you like it. Obviously, the thumbs up and thumbs down, guys, do us a favor. Thumb up the video, not the product, because we don't control if the product is awesome, but I can tell you this, I really like this Quake. It's a blast to drive. It's a blast to look at. And of course, it is very easy to enjoy. Now, I'm gonna tell you, as far as the DXC Plus, which is either your first or second time you guys are seeing us touch this. Our first time was with some NASCARs, and I don't even know if we published that, have we?
We haven't published that
that content. but we did film it. It was super fun. And we were just talking about doing some expo, but I didn't yet figure out the whole deadband adjustment because this thing is a hair trigger now. I mean, you're gonna have to show both at the same time, I think. Both directions. So you see that hair trigger? I love a hair trigger on this type of pistol grip, okay? If you want a pistol with this long throw before anything happens, it's always ambiguous when it's gonna kick in. I hate that. But when you get a hair trigger, you can really get in there and control that vehicle the way that you want to. Plus, with the Expo on the steering, man, it makes you look better. It makes you easier to control. And that's not to say you can't have a really good, enjoyable experience with a stock ready to run. But look at all these burnouts. That is so dang cool.
That's what this whole place is gonna look like.
So now the other thing is, I know you guys are wanting to see wheelies, so I'll see if I can pop out a wheelie here for you. What is this cat doing? What a crazy cat. So what a weirdo. There's like nothing going on. I'm surprised it's not wheeling. I wonder if I don't have enough friction on these.
Is it so slick?
Yeah, maybe I get my tires wet first and we'll see if we can do it then. Okay, so we'll go reverse and then forward. It's funny because when we were inside, we were wheeling right away. And you know what? I bet the battery's getting low. I'm not sure. But one other thing to keep in mind, telemetry equipped, you do get telemetry on this, which is super nice. So I wonder if there's telemetry. Let's click and we're gonna scroll down and see if there's telemetry. Is there telemetry? I don't think they do it the same way on these. Obviously,
is there a monitor mode?
Well, there's still a monitor. You can just go over here, but that just shows you like where your controls are. So you can see the hair trigger status, which is really nice. But all these extra channels, all the way up to 12 channels, which is nuts. I don't do a lot of ground vehicles anymore, but I could see 12 channels being kind of handy if you're running a battleship or something with like a bunch of guns, turrets, and things like that. That being said, you guys know we do mostly air stuff here, but we love the ground stuff too. And ARRMA makes a mean beast. So if you guys are ready to enjoy something crazy and something fun, look no further than the Quake. This is a small one. By the way, its big brother comes equipped with 2-wheel drive. So it's got a little something on its big brother, and that is obviously the 4-wheel drive. So if you're wanting the best possible experience, definitely check out the Quake. We'll keep running for a few more minutes and just let this thing kill the battery. And once it kills the battery, you guys will know what kind of drive times to expect. And so without further ado, I'm gonna keep having fun. And by the way, those drains, the builder has not broke out the plugs. And so here in a little bit, those will drain this big open area. And you're probably thinking, what is this area? Why do you need a 64 by 60 shop? Well, this is just part of it. Then down here is gonna be a garage. And then over here is gonna be the FBO. And you're probably thinking, why do you have a giant hole in the middle? That's where the utilities are gonna come up, okay guys? So here on Brian Phillips RC, we're always investing and expanding into this RC addiction, hobby. And the way we're doing it right now is with this insane build. 60 by 104 by 20 feet. The 20-foot sidewalls are crazy. And yes, you're gonna be seeing those trusses go up not too distant future.
Hopefully.
And we're gonna try to give you guys a ride along as we go through this entire experience. And it's not the first or last time that Brian Phillips RC is gonna build or do something crazy, because about the minute we're done with this, we'll be doing an apron around the sides, and we're gonna be doing all sorts of cool things up to and including a door that's 46 feet by 17'7".
You gonna drive around and we can show them the door over there?
There's the door. I'd be driving into it right now. Is there a ramp on that yet? I don't think there is.
No, there's not.
I think it's just straight down.
Yep.
But that's what those cutouts are for. That's the superstructure for the door. So as you can see, oh no, did I get caught on rebar? Yes, got off of it. So as you can see in the gravel, the Quake does amazing. It holds up just fine. We've got a little bit of mud. Should we show them mud?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's show them mud. I would not normally offer mud on a Maiden, but you know what? We're gonna do it today, and you know why? Because we can.
We've got it.
Oh man, I gotta launch off of this. Should I launch off of that?
Oh, I bet you could.
I don't know if I'll break it though, is the only thing.
I know.
Let's go through the mud. Oh yes, it made it right through the mud, no problem. This must be dried out pretty good. Okay, so let's see if we can make it over this. I'm gonna be a little bit pansy-ish. Uh-oh. I thought maybe we were low. We're not. Okay. You think I can ramp it right here?
Probably.
It's too steep, too steep.
Too steep?
Yeah, too steep. I gotta see if I can find a better ramp. So guys, right here, what you're seeing, those are the trusses That's how big the roof is gonna be.
Yep.
It's gonna be stinking huge. So guys, we cannot wait to share all these projects here on Brian Phillips RC. We're always dreaming big and acting even bigger. And that's because we love this hobby. And guess what? When there's big planes, like the kind you can get in, they'll be pulling through the doorway you're looking through right now. And it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to share it with you here on Brian Phillips RC. We've already had at least one airplane here, and we're gonna have more in the future. But thanks for watching, guys. This car is gonna run forever. I cannot believe the runtime has been great. And it's not like we're losing power. I thought maybe we were losing power there for a minute, but it must have just been the hill. Oh, okay.
Pause.
So the Quake is definitely getting a real good break in, and I'm really enjoying it. It's super fun to drive. The understeer is crazy. It makes for a really fun experience, and it does really good on all sorts of different you know, substrates, as you can see. And we haven't done grass on. Let's do grass.
Oh, okay.
Because guys, dirt, it's doing great. Obviously gravel, it's doing great. You know, mud is mud. Mud is always gonna be what mud is. But this here is like a smaller 3/4 inch roadstone. We're gonna go out to the big 3-inch roadstone here. This is the base for the big heavy duty road. And it's doing just fine on it. I'm not gonna floor it because I don't want it to just flip over immediately. But this is the damn runway, guys. I'm gonna go out here in this grass. Blast out there, buddy. Oh yeah! Even in the grass, it does fine, folks. So if you guys are driving around in your basic residential backyard, you're gonna be fine. This grass is not short, by the way.
No, it's not.
It's probably about 6 inches tall. It's a little bit thin here, full disclosure. Over here, it's thicker. It's doing great. I'm having to hold the throttle about 50% to keep up my speed. And the speeds are not anything, you know, insane in grass, but it's definitely fun and it's got plenty of power. Now, as you can see, this grass up here is way too thick to drive through. Oh yeah, I mean, you might be able to get in it, you're just gonna get stuck immediately. But guys, even transitioning onto this road, it is just really holding its own. I can't hardly believe how good it's doing.
Yeah.
For being a small car, look at that thing. It's like, that is crazy that it's just bouncing across these things. So guys, if you want to send it to, check out the links, video description below. You'll help support Brian Phillips RC. I gotta go flip it over. All right, guys, so there you have it. The Quake from ARRMA is super fun. What scale is this anyway? Is this 1/14 or 1/12?
I don't know.
Or it's not 1/10.
No.
But it's like super fun. It's got a good size to it. It's got a lot of weight to it. So as you could see, I flipped it over a number of times, but it wasn't like I was constantly getting it righted. And that is something you'll run into with the more powerful, more fast offerings, okay? So we're gonna close out with this cool shot from the pond. The camera crew keeps filming that side. I wanted to show this. This is so much fun, and we love bringing you guys the best RC action on YouTube, or at least the best we can do. And we are loving some of the new stuff coming out. ARRMA makes a great car. We can't wait to see the really fast cars, but this thing is great, and it's just got a good size, and I think the kids are gonna love it.
Yep.
The adults are gonna love it alike. And the thing that's nice is you don't have to have a huge space to drive it. That whole area that we were driving it in, I had ample room. We could have set up a whole track there. That was 64 by 60 of pavement. Now, the other thing too is if you're just driving around in the backyard, the thing is just gonna get away with it. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna have tons of fun. But I mean, obviously setting up ramps, doing all the things that we like to do, guys, you know what they are. It's gonna be a blast. Do we need to just go on a walk? Let's go on a walk, nature walk time. We haven't done a nature walk with the car for a while.
No, it has been a while.
Let's see if we can unstick it. I got stuck. Are you kidding me? I got stuck. I was just bragging about how good you did. Come on, Quake.
Those weeds are kind of nasty.
There we go. But folks, this area here, this grass up here is pretty smooth and it's short, and you can see you can really carry some good speed. We're probably talking about 8, 9, 10 miles an hour. And that's good for in tall grass, I would say. And the fact is, we've only gotten stuck once in the grass, okay? Man, we're doing wheelies like great here. Oh, that's it, guys. I really wanted to show you the full uncut length of the drive.
Yep.
That's where it died. That is crazy how long of a drive time we're getting on these things. That is incredible.
We're at almost 20 minutes on video, and we didn't drive the whole time, but
No,
almost.
it was most of it.
Yeah.
So I would say the drive time was probably 15 minutes on that.
At least.
Safely.
Yeah.
15 minutes for 1,400 milliamps. That's a dinky battery
Yeah.
for 15 minutes. You're not getting 15 minutes of flight out of most airplanes. Not unless they're dinky small planes.
Right.
So I gotta say, really impressed. Good batteries, good car. And we'll also show the charger that we recommend, even though you can get this with the ready to run offering. The ready to run offering, of course, is gonna give you the transmitter. It's gonna give you, it's supposed to come with 4 AA's. Ours didn't for some reason, so I guess budget for those. But then also, we used both types of chargers. It comes with a little USB-C powered charger that you can use just with an IC2 connector. And then we used the S155, which is a really good entry level. It's gonna go up to 4S, okay? So you've got a little bit of room to grow, and 4S, frankly, is gonna do most of the ground vehicles, not all of them. And when you're ready to make the jump into the aircraft, or you're going to dual chargers, I highly recommend the S2200.
Yep.
You can get a 2100, you only got 100 watts per channel. I figure it's not much more money to get to that 2200, and you've already got that base cost built into the charger. We use it more than any other charger we have.
Yep.
But a close second would be the S155, okay? And then those little ones that charge the 4 1S batteries at a time, because we do a ton of
Yes,
little
those
planes.
little micro lipo chargers we use all the time.
So here on Brian Phillips RC, we like to give you the full truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God, and that's so that you can make the best RC decisions you can, because everybody's got limited budgets, limited time, limited experience, whatever it is. You know, we want you guys to get the most out of it. We're gonna help you squeeze the most out of it, and that's why we're here. So if you're just coming back to the hobby, or if you're brand new to the hobby, welcome to Brian Phillips RC. Also, we want you to stay tuned for the Unbox Build radio setup next. But if you want to support us, buy these amazing products from the links in the video description below. That'll support us financially and help us bolster relationships with the different brands we work with, keeping in mind, we work with all of their competitors too. So we are not married to this particular brand, although we do a lot of Spectrum stuff. This is Spectrum, of course. We do all the competitors too, okay? We lean towards Spectrum for the aircraft because that is what we know the best, okay? And we will help you know what we know so that you can do it yourself, okay? And that's what we've been doing, tutorial style, demonstrative, long format. That's what we do on Brian Phillips RC. That means you get to watch me screw up, get upset, and find success. All three, okay? We want you guys to do all three with us. Well, I mean, you can skip the first two. Just
getting upset.
Just do the having success part. But at the end of the day, switching batteries, we already showed how to pop it out. Super easy. This thing's gonna be awesome. If you wanna see how clean it is, I figure you guys might wanna see that. I was just looking at some ducks up there. That's so cool.
Oh.
We got ducks flying by, okay? So I said this was protected. We got some mud, okay, pop that. I'm gonna do it with one hand this time, just to try to keep one hand clean. We had a piece of grass in there, that's ironic. And it looks like it still managed to get some crap in there, which is not too bad considering how much we drove this thing, okay? And swapping batteries is really quick, okay? Now, if you know you're gonna be doing a lot of wet driving, my suggestion would be to fill those holes with a piece of tape. But I'm sure the manufacturer put them in there to get a little air movement, okay? And that being said, this thing's only gonna seal up so tight from the top. So you're always gonna catch some. But I like having that design where it's gonna stop most of the splashing, okay? Because we've got some cars and some trucks that pick up a lot of junk. Yes. And then the kids come in and next thing you know, you spend 3 hours cleaning them. These tires are awesome too, I gotta say, really fun. By the way, I don't know if you noticed that there is a hole in there.
Oh.
There's a hole in there. Yeah, that's designed so that it keeps them from being overinflated and stuff. So really, really cool. And by the way, adjustable oil-filled shocks. I mean, this thing has all the stuff you want. It's just small, it's 4-wheel drive, and it's inexpensive to run because these batteries are pretty reasonable, especially compared to the big ones, okay? So just remember, everybody likes a good pair of big ones, tires. And, but if you like Quake, if you want to get one of these Quakes, check it out. We are going to review the bigger Quake, just so you guys know if you haven't seen it yet. So I'm super excited to do that one too. We wanted to get this thing out as it is brand new and ready to order right now. So get one today, and we appreciate you guys being here with us on Brian Phillips RC. Questions, comments, leave them down below. If you want to support us, buy these things from the links in the video description below, or monthly support through YouTube. Members, YouTube super thanks. Monthly support through Patreon, and then PayPal if you don't want to be part of those groups. We totally get it. But the best way is watch the videos, smash the like button, and order stuff that you like when you see it. If you don't like this and you want to see something different, check out BrianPhillipsRC, one word, .com, or just head over to bprc.me and you can compare and contrast all the different contraptions we've done over the years. And there are a lot of them.
Yeah, there are.
Thousands
Lots.
of videos. All right, stay tuned. Unbox, build radio setup portion next. YouTube, Brian Phillips. We're gonna open this box right now. Super excited, all new. Well,
It is.
we'll just wait and see. This is all new from ARRMA. Oh, it's the Quake! Look at that, amazing! You know what's cool about this Quake, honey?
What?
You know what's cool?
It's
This
small?
thing is small. It's, instead of being two-wheel drive like the big brother, it's four-wheel drive.
It is.
Four. Now, also, let's just talk about some awesome features. Look at the back. As you can see, we basically have all the different feature sets. Oh, show them on the side too. You can get green, you can get red, you can get purple. I'm not sure which one this is.
I don't know.
I guess we'll have to wait and
Will
see.
be a surprise.
But I really, really want to make sure I talk about the oil-filled shocks, which is sweet. We have the anti-wheelie bar, which is nice. Clipless
Cool. That'll be nice.
top, which is nice. Obviously, four-wheel drive, we mentioned. IC2 connector, so you can use some sweet batteries. And yes, in case you guys are wondering, we're going to be using ours with a 1400 milliamp hour 2S. This is a hard pack. It's a smart battery, which means you don't have to charge, you don't have to do any discharging. It's set by your charger, and then it takes care of itself. It's really nice. And we're going to be using the S155 charger. Now, we usually charge on the S2200 because we do a lot of airplanes, but this one here is also going to work for anything that's 4S and under, provided you can get it with 55 watts. And then just keep in mind, you will probably need one of these adapters or something like it that'll take you from an IC3 to the IC2. The IC2 is not compatible with the XT30, as the XT60 would be pseudo compatible with the IC3, and as the XT90 is pseudo compatible with the, help me,
IC5.
thank you. Good job. So hopefully we haven't confused you. If you guys are brand new to Brian Phillips RC, welcome to Brian Phillips RC. We unbox them, we build them, and then we show them working. Usually we lead off with the showing them working, and then if you guys are still making a decision about a purchase, you're watching this now, the unbox portion. I'm not gonna get into every detail, but oh, Metal Gear Servos.
Nice.
That's what I was just talking about. Sweet!
Oh, cool.
Oh, I love the flat finish, that's cool.
The girls will like the pink one. We're gonna fight over the pink truck now.
Oh, so
Looks nice.
Whoa. Squishy soft tires, glued rims, love it. Single nut attachment point. I like the finish. It sits in the hand nicely. It's heavy.
Wow.
It's got some good shocks on it. I did bottom out there just now. But then again, that's a long ways down. A lot of travel.
You can adjust it, I think, too, for your clearance.
These spring overs, you can adjust these too. So you can make more pressure on the springs so that they would resist droppage like that a little bit more. And you just spin this thing up here. And these are real struts. That's so, so, so cool. And very sturdy frame, ARRMA quality, but just a little bit smaller, of course. Ooh, that's rubber on there. So you got the anti-wheelie bar. Can that come off? Yes, it can. It looks like you can unbolt the anti-roll bar. And that's
the clip system?
that is so nice.
Whoa.
Okay, so how does the front come off? Oh, up here, look,
Oh,
thumb.
yep.
That is so, so nice, guys.
Wow.
Look, don't just bash, blast. Okay, so at the end of the day, if you're anything like us, your parents, you're helping your kids do a lot of this, and you're doing it yourself. Before you bash, what does it say? What does it say? Fun needed safety. Fun need safety. Okay.
Okay, so it's just your warning.
We'll just go ahead and Take that right off of there. Guys, what they're getting at is that safety starts with battery management, okay? That's why if you get a smart battery, you're gonna be in the best case scenario, okay? So inside the package, we've got a toolkit, which is really nice, and it comes with a charger. Of course, we are gonna be using those chargers, so we'll show you that stuff, but it comes with a driver, which is pretty sweet. As you can see, man, it looks like the paint got on the end of it. I wonder if it even works. What size is that? I cannot tell. Look at that, that is so weird. I guess we'll see if it even works. And then we've got this little key hex drive as well. See, that one looks fine. Black anodized steel. And then up here, we've got a charger. No, it's not a snack, but it looks like a snack. And so this type of charger, you see how it's got a plus and minus? It's keyed as well, so you can't put it in wrong. And USB-C goes in here. But just keep in mind, you need some wattage. This also has a USB-A to USB-C adapter, which is really nice. I'm actually glad about that because that's a cool adapter to have in general. That being said, some of those adapters don't always pass through all the data pins, in case you guys were wondering. So Quake card, I don't know what that's for, but evidently that's a card you can collect. And then it comes with some clips. So spacer clips or something, I don't know. I don't really care, I'm not worried about it. So at this point, we're gonna show you the ready to run transmitter, which is a pistol grip transmitter. And they did a cool feature on this, that's pretty nice. So it's got a sticker to match the livery so that when you get 2 or 3 of these for your kids or for yourself, and wives, when you're getting one for your kids, make sure you're getting one for your husbands, obviously. Steering trim, steering reverse, okay? 50, 75, and 100% throttle settings. So if you put this in your kid's hands, slide that over there, let them get used to it, move it up to 75 when you feel a little bit more comfortable, and then of course 100% full send it. And then of course you've got steering, that says steering rate, and then steering trim. So if you're driving and you're noticing that it's veering to the left or the right, you can adjust this trim and it will help straighten you up, okay? And the rates, if you turn it all the way up, when this is locked to the left, the wheels will turn as far as they can turn. When you turn that all the way down and you turn it to the left or the right, it's gonna barely move. With all the way down being almost nothing and all the way up being the maximum, okay? So rates and trim, okay? Everything goes back in the box nicely. Screwdrivers back in the box. I don't think we need the screwdrivers for anything right now, so we'll just save this. One thing we have noticed about the nicer, higher quality RC trucks and cars that we do, and we do a lot of them, okay? They fit back in the box, which is nice.
It is nice.
Because when you have like hundreds of them, it's nice. Most people are gonna wanna display these on display shelves when you really get serious about it, but until such a time, you can do that. Now, I just wanted to talk also about charging. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna blast out the charger and just get right into it. This thing does need 4 AA's, by the way, okay?
Yes.
So if you're gonna use a provided transmitter, then you need 4 AA's, and that is one reason, additionally, that you might wanna consider the DXC Plus. Now, this transmitter will allow you to store many different models. And it's just similar to what we have in the aircraft. So we can click, go down to model select, and as you can see, we have new model. We can add a new model, okay? And you can just keep adding them in there. So it's similar to what we have on a programmable transmitter or a configurable transmitter like the NX10. The only difference is this is dual protocol. So it's SLT and it's DSMR, which is not the same as DSMX. DSMX and DSMR are both spread spectrum technologies, but this one is ground-based only, and that one is air-based only, okay? Now, that doesn't mean you can't get an air receiver and put it in a car, but I would not recommend putting a car receiver in an airplane, although you could probably do that. Or you could do a boat, or you could do, you know, like submarine. I'm not sure how submarines work. I'm not sure if the signal is strong enough, but either way, just a quick moment of excellence would be with this. Get this thing if you want to add extra keys for trimmers and different functions. Of course, this thing is capable of how many channels? 16?
I think it's 16.
It's a bunch.
12. 12 channel.
12 channel. There we go.
Or if you have a smaller kid and you want less than like that 50% rate that's available there, you can slow it down
as low as you want.
As low as you want.
You can also set up Expo, which is nice. And exponential on throttle is really cool if you have a really touchy, but I think that you're gonna really kind of dig into that a little bit more when you have customizable steering for crawlers. And that's where you can set up different mixes and you can activate them with different button presses. So you can really tune them, and that's super cool. Now, with due respect, we're not gonna waste your time setting up all those details here because cars are easy to set up compared to airplanes, okay? Now here on Brian Phillips RC, we don't want to insult your intelligence, but we also don't want to take for granted that you know all these different things, okay? So we're going to try to bridge what we've talked about a lot in the past and get you to the new future stuff, because frankly, we're learning a lot of that stuff too. That's one of the things about this hobby is you're always learning. And so it's a very cool thing to do with kids, okay? Now, that doesn't mean adults don't enjoy this. And if you're an adult and you don't enjoy bashing an RC car, then you're crazy anyway, as far as I'm concerned. But I would highly recommend, if you haven't gotten into these cars, especially the better ones, because we do the cheap ones too, guys, and the cheap ones are fun, but they almost always wear themselves out really quick, okay? We know from experience, we've seen it all, okay?
Yeah.
We know what it's like to get that $50 car and see how quick it dies, okay? It's very frustrating for the kids. It's very frustrating for the guy who bought it.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so this is the S155. You may know that this is something we already have over there, and that's fine, but we want to show how this unboxes so you guys can see how easy it really is. We have a protective cover over here, and it didn't peel it, but all I have to do is come in here, and we'll just take that off real quick here. Why am I taking that off? Because it looks so dang good. And by the way, every time I try to save a protective cover on anything, it screws it up somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, so IC5 and IC3, USB upgrades, and then 2 through 4S LiPo. I don't know why anybody would ever do this, but I believe you could hypothetically plug this in here.
Nope, because that's a micro.
That's right, that's a mini.
It is, yeah.
That's it, yep, so it's different. So you cannot plug into that because that's not even USB-C, but just so you understand, that's the way it is. That's why we do these unbox build radio setup videos, so we can show people the way that things really are and not the way that we assume they are. Because if you're anything like me, you're gonna do some assumptions from time to time. And you're gonna be proven wrong, especially if you're married. Okay, all right, so we're gonna undo this. This is a US-based cable. If you're ordering in the UK or over in some other European country, they may have different offerings. By the way, if you're in UK or if you're in some other country and you want to support Brian Phillips RC, we do have links down below for the European connection. So it's Horizon Hobby EU.
Yep.
Okay. Now, we understand that sometimes things are a little bit different over there, so we try not to like beat a dead horse because there are just going to be differences always, and we're probably never going to know what they are because we don't live there. All right, so charger turns on. By the way, there is a manual. Okay, good job, now that you know.
Perfect.
The best thing about smart technology is you don't have to do a lot of, you don't have to really be an expert.
Right.
But the more you know, the more safe the experience is going to be, okay? So we're gonna talk about that right now. So this adapter is going to be the adapter you need to go from this type of plug that's called an IC3. You can also look really close. It says BAT and it says IC3. And then like on this one, it says device and it says IC2. Okay, so this takes you from that device. And we'll pop open the battery, show you how that's packaged. If you guys are brand new to Brian Phillips RC, don't forget to smash the like button. Click the bell for notifications when you do subscribe. I didn't have to cut that. It was already open. Requires smart spectrum charger. Yep, and this is a hard case. So if you guys are used to watching airplane content on Brian Phillips RC, which we do predominantly do fixed wing and helicopters here on Brian Phillips RC. In fact, I think we have a Bell 206 over there. Oh yeah, I just redid the rotors on it. They look so good. All right, let's throw this away. If you're used to watching aircraft stuff, we'll try to point out the differences. This is a hard pack, So of course it is going to stand up to bashing a lot better than a soft pack. Now, if you don't know what I mean by the differences, I'll just give you one example. I'm not gonna go into all the differences, but let's just pick up, this would be another hard pack. Excuse me, another soft pack, okay? So as you can see, we've got a soft pack. It's got rounded edges and it's kind of like soft. You can squish it a little bit, okay? Here's another example of a hard pack. This is a 5000 2S 100C pack, okay? So it's considerably larger, but just so you guys understand, hard packs tend to be a lot bigger in size, okay? So you can get, say, this 2200 3S, that's a bigger capacity and it's 3 cells instead of 2, and this is a 2 cell 1400. So this is considerably bigger battery in a smaller package. You see what I'm saying? For size. That also comes with a bigger connector. So that's the other thing that you'll learn as you work through the ranks of this hobby. You won't end up with this many overnight, I promise. And hopefully you won't have to have so many to do all the things that you enjoy and love. But frankly, we do so many different things on this channel, we end up with tons of batteries. The biggest safety feature that you can have is charging batteries in an environment that's safe, like a hard surface where you can hear and see what's happening, okay? If you can't tolerate that, this hobby might not be for you because it is a big safety issue. Lithium polymer packs are the most dangerous thing in this entire hobby, okay? So, the beauty of smart batteries, you don't have to be an expert. There it goes. So it's initiating a smart charge sequence. You can use up and down to view the different values for each of the cells. And you can see the internal resistance, which will populate after a period of time because it does take time to calculate internal resistance. You can also hit back, cancel it, hold play, change the different settings. So like if you want to charge faster, look at this. It tells you right on the battery how fast you can go. The max charge rate is 5C or 7 amps.
Sheesh.
So let's do that.
Okay.
5 amps is as much as you can do at this particular setting. So at 2S, 5 amps, that's the max that 55 watts can put out, okay? So we're gonna do that here in a moment. And then what I wanna do is I wanna go to the battery and show you that you can do different types, except you can't on this one evidently because it's still hooked up, okay? Smart battery settings. Auto store is 72 hours. I like to set mine to the max, which is 240 hours, but you can even go all the way down to the bottom and shut that feature off, okay? Press enter to accept. The charge rate is 5. I can actually set this now to 7, and then guess what it'll do? It'll start charging at 5 on this charger, and if I take this same battery and I walk it over to a different charger, it's gonna charge at the designated rate. So it's gonna take the maximum allowed charge, and that's how you get it done, okay? So now, let's go down to battery history, and you can see all sorts of stuff about it. So 0 cycles, because we haven't even finished a cycle, okay? Now, you can also change the storage voltage. Gen 2 packs go to 3.9 volts. Gen 1 packs that have a balance lead go to 3.8. Now, really briefly, a Gen 1 pack versus a Gen 2 pack also has a slightly different color. This is a Gen 1, and it's got a balance lead. This is how we balance lead it. Sorry, there's some cat hair on there. This would be a Gen 2, so it's a little bit darker orange, and it doesn't have that second lead, okay? So the smart circuit, I keep referring to this because this came out of a dead battery, okay? I don't remember if I crashed a plane or if I killed the battery, but either way, it's dead now.
It is.
This is the little circuit that rides inside there. Now, this is a Gen 1, you can tell because there's a balance lead, and this is how that works. You see how that's in parallel with the 2 outermost plugs? And then this is 1 cell. This is on a 3 cell. This is 1 cell. And then this is 1 more cell. And those are in series. And you can tell by the way that they would feed to the cells. Of course, the cells have been cut off, and so you can't see them individually now. But that is, by the way, don't do that, kids, if you don't know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing. I work on industrial electronics, and I also do this. A lot of people know how to work with batteries safely, but it is the most dangerous part of the hobby, especially if kids are doing this. Parents, pay attention to what your kids are doing. Don't let them do this without help. Okay, so I'm gonna hit back, then I'm gonna hit up, I'm gonna go to start and press this. Now it's gonna automatically bring that value up to as close as it can to match the setting, which is 7 amps. And you can see the milliamp hours counting up. That is a good measure of how much power has actually gone into the pack. Right, now, for those of you that are not interested in all the technicalities, I'm just gonna tell you right now, this charger will also work. For the record, this is charging. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what happens if you disconnect arbitrarily. It's gonna air out and stop immediately. That's one of the reasons I love these smart chargers. Okay, now, remember, if you've ever worked in the old days, you had to stop the thing. It would just keep going, and it was dangerous, okay? So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show that this can work, but I'm gonna show that we're not gonna use it, and we don't mean to hide behind that at all. This is not a high wattage charger. This is like from some random tablet that we had.
Yep.
And it puts out, in case you guys are curious, 1.35 amps at 5.2 volts, which is a little bit unusual. But some of these actually tell how many watts they put out. I can't tell on this, okay? Mostly because I'm trying to hold it so you guys can see. So untie your cable. This is if you use the ready to run option. This happens to have a USB-A. So I'm gonna plug this in. The USB-A, of course, is this type, okay? Then that goes into the USB-C. That's all included. And then you have this nice little red and green light. How do we know which way this goes? First of all, line it up so that the colors match, okay? And then also you can see the shape matches and just slide it in, boom. Now, for those of you that are used to watching Brian Phillips RC, you're gonna notice it just went to a flashing green. What does that mean?
Charging.
Yep, or something else. There's actually a manual for that.
There is.
We're not gonna bore you.
I wonder if this one does all the different colors, because this is even simpler than like the S120. So
Yes.
I don't know if this does any more than red and green.
Well, and this is gonna be limited to the smaller
IC2.
charger. Yeah. So that's actually great for those of you that don't wanna buy adapters. You could charge these batteries just on this included charger.
So could you use this on like that 65 watt Ruco charger that has the
Maybe.
C to C?
Well, let's see what happens if we try to plug it into the output of one of these, because this has a USB port on the side of it.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna just plug it in. I'm not gonna bore you with this because we already did that. So this is the USB-A plug. Oh wait, is that the USB-A? Yes, it is.
Yep.
There's a USB-A on the side. There we go. Oh, look at that. So it's got the red and green flashing. And why would you ever use this to charge to the USB port is totally beyond me, because you would just plug it in to one of the
But
more
if you
powerful
don't
chargers.
have an adapter, or
Oh.
you're charging your airplane batteries over there.
By the way, another really cool tool that you might want to think about picking up when you're ordering is right here.
Yes.
These are so nice, because then, stop this charge. This is why I love smart technology. Plug this in, look what happens. This is gonna start going to 7 then. As soon as it wakes up.
Is it confused because the USB-A is plugged in?
No,
There it
it
goes.
just takes a second to initiate. It's the first time I've ever plugged it into the charger. Now watch this, it's gonna build up to 7 amps. Remember, it only did 5 on the other one. Oh no, go to 7, what are you doing? So let's go back to, can I not do 7? Let's go back to, maybe it just does the last charging sequence. I'm super bummed about that. I wanted it to
Did we
do
not
7.
save the history?
You mean you're saying maybe I didn't press and hold play, scroll down to smart battery settings.
No, it is at 7.
So we'll just hit back. Okay, but I want to charge on the other charger for a reason.
Okay.
And we'll show this adapter here. So that's weird, guys. I've actually set 25 amps on some of the big ones, and I've started them and then moved to a smaller charger and then put them back in. I think what it does is it goes to the last node. Now watch this. This will act like a smaller version of that, which is really nice in certain environments. Like for instance, if you're putting this in a to-go bag and you're bringing it out to the RC race event, it might be a lot easier to store that.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you get 2 of those in a pack, which is kind of nice.
Yes.
But there's also times it's nice to have the extra cable if you're trying to reach into different apparatus. Okay, so let's see what happens for the charge rate. It should go to 5 because that's all the more it can go. So it's probably gonna limit to the last one. Well, that makes sense, I guess. Learn something new every day. Okay, so hopefully we answered lots of questions, guys. Really, where we shine on this channel is by trying to help you get from where you are now to where you need to be. So we're gonna do next, we're gonna throw a couple of batteries in here just to show it working. And then we're gonna jump into, I think that's about, we'll bind.
Yes,
yeah, we'll do a bind. Because we'll actually film with this, and then this will no longer be bound until we want to bind back to it. So we'll show you the process right now. All right, so we're gonna pop these batteries in. Now, the instructions we had on this particular item seem to include AA. So I don't know if ours did come with them or if they just made some change in the product. So yours might not. I don't know what to say. So I'm looking down the hole and you can see there's a spring on the bottom and then a flat on the bottom. It's a little bit hard to tell on this transmitter, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you right here. It says negative and then it says nothing. So it's right there, it is, plus and minus, okay? Plus and minus.
There it is, okay.
So plus goes up. That is really hard to tell. Yeah, plus and minus, I guess. So plus goes up, and then minus goes down. I don't know. They need to mark that a little better, actually. But we'll go ahead and do that and see if it catches on fire. If it does, then you know you did it wrong, okay? Press the power button. Takes a second to turn on. You've got a little red light. Okay, so then that should work. And it looks like this battery is in the process of charging still. And what I'm gonna do is I'll go ahead and just unplug it. And we're gonna put it into the car. Now, this is so easy to load the battery. So this folds out of the way and this folds out of the way.
Oh, nice.
This is gonna be so much easier than average. Some of these cars are not super easy to do. So that's a brushed motor. And it looks like there's 2 pins that go down. This is the steerable, excuse me, not the steerable, but the steering, servo, and big motor, cooling fan. That is brushed, right? Yeah, it's only 2 wires. Okay, so there's an on-off button right there. So I'm just thinking we'll drop it in like this. Push it down just a bit. Slide these over.
Wow.
That is so easy. Nice. Now, plug this in. Push it down into the little holster. And you're ready to rock and roll. Guys, because we're showing this working, I want to show how fast it can be working, okay?
Do you need to push the power button?
Oh,
before you...
Now it's on. Okay, so now pay attention to this. I press my thumb, you see how that moves? I press my thumb, you see how it moves? Okay. So just, I'm trying to figure out how to, okay, there we go. Oh, it's
my
so
goodness.
easy. Okay, there it is. Now I want to be careful I don't like shoot off the counter here. Okay, there it is. It's got pretty good precise controls. Man, that's eager. That's very eager. Okay, so I'm gonna go to 50% throttle as I drive up here. But I just wanna show you guys, like this is one of the reasons, no, right here. I wanna show you something. See how much right here. See how much throw it takes before it starts going? Barely at all. I'm at 50% right now. Meaning I'm limiting. That's at 50. Now watch at 100. This is gonna be crazy. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good stuff. Oh yeah, that's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to get this outside. Now, we talked about steering rates and steering trim. So this is rates. That's all the way down. You still have a little bit of movement. All the way up, you have tons of movement. Okay, so I tend to like a lot of rates on my cars, okay? And then the steering trim, of course, is going to change the home position, okay? But that looks really good. Okay, so now we know it's working with this. Let's make it work with this, okay? We are, full disclosure, going to bind it to the DXC Plus so you guys can see how to do it. By the way, if you listen closely, I don't know if they can hear that.
I can hear it, but I don't know if they will either.
Okay, there's a cooling fan that runs. So if you hear that noise, that's correct, that's good. Put your thumb under, push it in, put your thumb in, push it up. So easy, I love that. It's gonna make it so much easier. Now, while we do this process, I'm gonna go ahead and unplug. All right, so we're gonna bind this. So it's currently on. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually press and hold this for 3 seconds. You might, there it goes, it beeped. Now I'm gonna click, I'm gonna scroll down to bind, and then I'm gonna go to bind. Binding SLT. Or did I get into bind? I don't know if I entered bind. I wonder if I have to do it from a fresh startup, because that's the way you gotta do it, I think. So now it's off. 1, 2. There we go. Okay, so you got to start from a fresh turn on. Go down to bind, and I don't think it's timing out. Just there we go. Oh no, did I miss it? There it goes.
There it went.
Now it's working. Sweet. Okay, so now of course. That's awesome.
Wow.
Okay, so now real quick, come in. Let's talk about this. So we can click. Now we can go to reverse, we can go to speed, we can go to rates, we can go to expo. So steering, expo, let's set that up to 15%. Okay, and let's go to the menu, let's go to expo, highlight that and change throttle. So I wanna just change, let's do a little bit of expo. Let's do 10% expo. Okay. Okay, and we'll hit back. I don't use the back button often because I'm still getting used to this transmitter, but I just want to see if that helps with controllability. There's kind of a dead band in the middle. I'm assuming I can adjust the dead band, but I haven't played with it much, but that's one of the things I'm not crazy about, because you see this dead band? The dead band makes me nervous, okay? So I'm gonna click through the menus and just see if I can find something to come right back. Okay, so what I wanna do is I'm gonna try this with throttle. I'm gonna scroll this down to a negative expo and see if that takes some of the center of the stick slop out, okay? So I just hope it doesn't, oh, by the way, it's steering the wrong way too. So I have to flip that, so that's super easy. But I still, like for now, oh yeah, look at that. It's way more touchy in the center of the range, okay? So that's what I want. So I'm gonna click and I'm gonna put in like negative 15% expo. So that's gonna reduce the dead band in the center of the sticks. Okay, so let's see how this feels. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that, guys. I mean, it's like a hair trigger now. That's what I want, okay? Now I'm gonna hit, now your kids might not want that, just so you know, but I want that. Then let's go to, what was the other thing I was gonna do, hon?
Reverse the steering.
Yep. So reverse steering. Look, now it's the correct way. Okay, now I'm gonna hit back. Now I'm gonna go to, oh, channel setup. Channel count. Still getting used to travel, there we go. So steering travel, watch this. You can actually set up all of them. So what I like to do is I like to go up to 150, turn, and then back it off until I see them move. So it looks like about 110% you can get out of it, okay? So you watch until it starts to drop. See there, it starts to move. Okay, so I think we can get about 110 out of it, okay? So that's pretty sweet. And then we can also do the exponential for steering. You can set up different switches. So like you could tie this to switch to another switch if you want to make it change the different expo amounts. But do they have positional switches like we do on the others? No, it's just more like momentary push buttons. So that might not make sense on this particular setup. I was hoping I could tie it to something. So we'll just leave that out for now, and I'm gonna walk out and I just wanna try this now. So now it should be, oh yeah, that's really awesome. Now I have like no deadband, which is what I want. And it just makes it so much easier for me. I hate deadband in my throttle. See how nice that is, guys? That alone, oh yeah, it's gonna make it so good for doing wheelies. Oh, I'm super excited for this. Okay, now I have to be an adult and charge my battery, which is one of the hardest things you can do as an adult. It's like harder than, it's probably a lot like having babies, right?
Right, yeah, it's totally,
exactly like
totally comparable, definitely.
May even be a little bit harder.
Right, yeah. We'll talk about that afterwards.
Send the flowers to the funeral. Okay, I'm gonna plug this in. We're gonna let this charge, guys. Super excited to be able to try this out. Thanks for following along with us. Obviously, we don't need a bind plug, which is nice. We had this ready to go, and we actually failed twice because the bind plug is not necessary on this particular application. And so we're super happy. And now we have to try to figure out if that works on the NASCARs too, because the other day we did.
Oh, yeah, we had.
So press and hold the power for about 3 or 4 seconds. It's supposed to be 3 seconds, but I felt like it was a long 3 seconds.
You got to get to that fast flash.
Fast flash. That's what does it. But guys, that is so fast and so easy. And guys, this is going to keep the debris mostly out, but there are some holes here, okay?
I have a mom question.
Yeah.
Now that it's bound to this, it's not bound to this, correct? I'm sorry, you plugged the battery in.
The binding procedure is gonna connect them together, I believe.
Okay.
So what I can do is, I wanna answer that from my own understanding as well. So it's not just a mom question, it's an anybody question, okay? So this is on. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off by pressing the power button. Guys, I gotta say, for me, since we have a lot less cars than we do airplanes, this makes less sense. But for you guys to have like 50 cars, this is a great value. It's gonna give you a really good transmitter instead of having a lot of ready to run transmitters. There's nothing wrong with these. They do work, and we've had good experience with them over the years. Turn this on, plug this in. Okay, press the power button. So the binding procedure, you'd have to follow through the binding procedure on this, which I believe is pretty simple stuff. So I'll just show you how easy it is. We'll turn this off. Okay, so it's off. Now press and hold this, 2, 3. Okay, so now it's flashing. I believe on this one, oh, auto bind.
Okay, great.
So it's a few seconds process to go back and forth. So like if one of your older kids has one of these and your younger kids and older kids share a vehicle, like we were gonna have happen.
Yep.
Then we can leave this with the vehicle, and when the older kid wants to use it, he can use his predominant control.
That's kind of what I was thinking, yeah.
So that being said, you can still use this. If they're ready to run, it's fine. It's gonna do all the stuff that you want. You're still gonna have your mechanical adjustments for your steering rates and your trims, and you're still gonna have your trims over here too. So each time you go back and forth, you just have to make sure that you are prepared to go through the binding procedure. If you weren't anticipating it, that could cause some people some grief. And that's part of the reason why we do this stuff on Brian Phillips RCs, because we understand what it's like to get back into the hobby, and we cater to 2 particular audiences mostly, and that is people that are getting back into the hobby and people that are coming to the hobby.
Right.
And the hobby, meaning radio controlled stuff, is mostly airplanes, quads, VTOLs, scale, also sport, all the different things you see in this room. This is just the last couple of months of planes. If we showed you our living room downstairs, it's still not quite a living room, it's more of a storage room, but that's because we are building an aerodrome here on our property to land full-scale planes and all sorts of things, among other things. We also run 2 farms here in case that weren't already clear, and we raise hay on this property. And so we take it very seriously. We want you guys to be a part of it because this is a really amazing, fun, family-friendly thing you can do. And in a world that is very weird, it's good to enjoy time with family, okay? Cut the screen time, increase the bashing time. That's what we say. The Quake, all new from ARRMA. It's awesome, it's fun, and it's available right now from the links in the video description below. If you want to support Brian Phillips RC and our little channel here, look no further than the links in the video description below. It's the best way. If you want to be members on YouTube here, thanks for being a YouTube member. YouTube super welcome, or super thanks are always welcome. And if you prefer the Patreon route, that's also cool. It also gives you a little bit of access to us for comments and stuff, because I cannot keep up with a plethora of comments on this channel. We used to do 100%. It was near impossible at the end. And now it's totally impossible. We try. If you're one of the people we reply to, we appreciate you. If you're one of the people we don't get to, we apologize. We try our best. That's why we have such a huge community of RCers, because we really do want for the best in this hobby. And there's a lot of questions that come up. We try to answer them in the unbox build radio setup for a particular item. With an item like this, it's going to be the same video. With an item like that F7F, it's going to be 2 different videos. Unbox build radio setup publishes right when we're publishing the maiden flight or flights, sometimes the maiden crash. It just depends on the plane, like these, okay? There's tons of them, and we have done thousands of videos. You can find them on brianphillipsrc.com right now. Oh, I forgot. Did I say PayPal? Yeah, PayPal.
Yes.
And Patreon. So Patreon's monthly support. PayPal is another way to support us. If you don't want to be part of those clubs, whether it be YouTube members or Patreon membership, which are both monthly members.
Yep.
Okay, so thanks for being those. If you are, we really appreciate you. And at the end of the day, the number one way to support us financially, if you're going to support us, is to support us by buying the products you see on this channel from the links in the video description below, or taking that information, putting it in your pocket, jumping over to brianphillipsrc.com, which is bprc.me. If you don't want to type out the full thing, just press enter, boom, it'll go. Then you can find the comparable item, see which one you like better, and then make the purchase decision. At that point, you'll support us. Okay, so we appreciate it, and really that helps us to bolster relationships with the different brands that we work with, but we still tell the full truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God. That means when they suck, we tell you they suck, and when they're amazing, we tell you that they're amazing. But full disclosure, I lean toward being easily pleased, okay? Unless it comes to 3.5-hour builds for planes that should be an hour-long build. And that's where we get kind of upset anymore. But we do love this hobby, and we want the best for you guys. So we're gonna help you sort through the millions of choices online, many of which are bad choices, okay? And yeah, that means that sometimes you're gonna spend a little bit more than you probably wanted to, and that's the reality. Is we'll help you sort through, is it really worth the extra premium? I think when it comes to cars from ARRMA, cars and trucks, bashers, and crawlers, you're gonna generally get what you pay for. The same is true on airplanes, but we do occasionally have some shining beacons of hope in the cheaper arena, but then they usually take so much longer to build that you wanna quit halfway through.
Yeah.
So we'll help you if you're brand new to the hobby, getting you up to speed. Things like binding, if you don't know what that means, because you're just coming back from the 90s or the early 2000s, we get it. It's something you're not used to. You're used to crystals, we're gonna help get you there, okay? If you don't know how to bind, we'll do our best. And sometimes we struggle right along with you until we get it. So if you're looking how to get it, just go to the end of the video and rewind it until you get where you wanna be. So that's what we do on Brian Phillips RC, because we don't want you to feel like you're alone and you can't get help. Because there is help out there, and we wanna be one of those people that are gonna be helping you, or one of those groups that help you. Because it isn't just me, it's Brian Phillips RC stands on this side of the camera crew's on that side of the camera, and then our 4 kids are supporting us in this whole endeavor. Believe it or not, it's huge. So, I'm glad to have you here. Thanks for watching, guys. Please click the bell when you do subscribe, because we want you to be notified of new content. And there is a ton of it right around the corner in that pile. In the office, it's getting so big, we're kind of having trouble hiding it. So we're gonna have to hurry up and get some of that done. And by the way, Christmas is coming around the corner, okay? I know it sounds crazy. I'm just saying this out loud as a dude, but like, what are we about to fall into October?
Yeah.
You know, guys, you better start ordering gifts.
Get your presents coming.
Because what happens is you see something sweet like this and you're like, oh, I'll just wait a few months. Maybe there'll be a special or whatever. And then it's out of stock and you're like, oh crap, what am I gonna get now? So, or, you know, you get it and you order it and it's awesome and you play with it and then you get something more. This is what I recommend. All right, that's all we got for you here on Brian Phillips RC. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, and come back.